Okay, so we have burnt umber, titanium buff, and ivory black. Do you want me to zoom out so you can, oh, actually, you know what? I can do it that way. Here. You can see how I'm blending the colors there. All right, can you see everything? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, round brush. This is a small one. We're gonna work on this sparse. So the first thing we're gonna do, take burnt umber, titanium buff. And you see how I'm making my color kind of not transparent, but not thick. I'm putting a bit of water. This is my first layer. So you don't want to start with a thick layer because you won't have room. I'm going to take a touch of black, put it in here, just a tiny bit. There. This is a good color. It's a creamy, good color. And this is my first layer. This shouldn't take long. I do like the round detail at the bottom, those three round shapes. I will fix them up, enhance them, and do whatever I need to do later on when I start highlighting. So let's put this connected. I'm going to connect it to this one. Now, let's go back, take more titanium buff. All right, so I'm not right now, I am not following anything. I don't have a reference. The reference I have is not what I want. So I'm just going to keep it very simple. Okay. Right. Now I have an option of leaving a line in between. So doing this, show you here. Or continue the whole thing, connect these two together, this and this. So it's up to you, whatever you like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the design. I lost one of the round detail in here. That's okay, I'll put it back.
Leila, are you using titanium buff or titanium white?
Titanium buff. I haven't used the titanium white yet. I'm still in the, I will use it shortly, but for now it's only titanium buff. So I'm trying to highlight a bit with titanium buff. And I know it's not enough, and eventually I have to use white for certain detail. But for now, it's okay. It's working. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Take now burnt umber, black. No, I think it's better not to connect them. Just put a shadow in there, right here at the bottom. Go back to the mixture I had before. This is, I'm just adding a bit of black in here, in that mixture of titanium buff and burnt umber. Okay. Now, with this, even if I use at this stage, even if I use titanium buff only, it's not going to highlight enough. It's not going to give me enough highlight to create, to see that shape. So at this point, I need to get some white. And mix it with titanium buff. Using white alone is not a good idea. I'm very, very soft because this is when this is where I'm going to start seeing shapes because I'm highlighting. Okay, don't highlight the whole thing, just the top. You highlight the whole thing, it's just way too much of white there or light. Looks like a muffin.
Better than a muffin top.
Yes, a muffin, yeah. I'm not sure about these. Let's see. See, this is what I do. I try, and if I don't like it, I change it. No. I don't like those three little things. It's not working. I'm just kind of. That's better. You know what we can do in here? Let me see. Let's try another one. We can do kind of very simple lines like that. Now it really looks like a muffin. Okay, that's enough. That's good. Oh, we don't want to spend too much time on this thing here. It's a very small detail. Soften. Let's soften a bit these two dark eyes in there. Soften them by glazing them a bit there. Um, All right, I think once we do this part, we need to connect this, bring it down to this part. All right, all right. That's good for now. Right, so to do this line straight, I'm gonna do one in with a ruler, and the other one, the one underneath, I'm gonna do it with masking tape. So you can see both options. This is titanium buff and touch of black, a bit of burnt umber. So the black is to make my burnt umber less brown. Okay, so take this, go like that. Oh, actually from here down, from here down. Just make sure it's a straight line. Corner of the brush sideways. The brush is on the side, not flat. Make sure that my color is kind of wet. And come here, press. It's okay if you all go over the leaves. There. Sorry. Okay, awesome. Now there are leaves over this, so I'm not gonna bother. Come to this side and do the same for the bottom part. And voila. Awesome, that's done. Now for the side, I'm gonna take a round brush and just kind of curve it. Do the curve. All right, good. Now, for masking tape, I can't do this one yet because this is wet. This part is wet. I can do this one to show you. So masking tape is very easy. It's really straightforward. You take your masking tape. I get my masking tape from the dollar store, so I don't spend too much money on this. And I just mask this part, mask the lower part. And because acrylic dries fast, it's awesome. So you don't have to wait too long. My color. Now with this, I could work a bit more. Work my color a bit more because just masking tape. So, and I get a really nice kind of straight line that I don't have to worry about. And even after this, if I work without the masking tape, I'm still okay.
Let me make little bit wider that line, isn't it?
Yes, yes, this line is a little bit wider, yes. Okay, so for this shadow part down here, I'm going to use the same color and I'm just going to go in, making sure that I leave a line for me, a guideline to know where that dark shadow is eventually. And you'll see in a minute, because I know it doesn't make sense right now, but you'll see in a minute. It will start making sense once we start highlighting. Okay. All right, let's work on the rest, at least this part. Finish it. No, I mean, finish, put the colors that we want. Okay. Again. The round brush. Again, wipe my brush a bit and do that shadow underneath. Push it in, soften it. Okay, that's good. I will work on those big round detail after I highlight again this. So now we need to highlight the top part right there. And we'll start highlighting all of this. So what I'm going to do, take the same colors we were using before, but now I'm adding white. So I leave white only for highlights, strong highlights. But I'm adding white to the main color, so the same color. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go, this is where the highlight is going to be with my, okay, this is like too much. On my, if I want a nice clean, I wiped it. Don't press too hard. That's it. See? Done.
Oh. Wow.
Don't press too hard on when you're putting your brush down, don't press too hard. I'm going to bring it down a bit more. Perfect. Now this part down here should stay darker, okay? Because the light is hitting the top part, but this is a very, actually I can leave it like that. It should be okay. I was gonna, just kind of camouflage it a bit like this. I like to have just a bit, not too much of a, I don't want to lose the line, but I don't want the strong line, too much of a strong line, okay? So what I'm trying to do right now with the corner of my brush, just kind of softly camouflage it a bit. There. It's a beautiful kind of, gives you that round impression of this is a round, kind of a round. Now I'm going to load my brush again with white. I still have the same colors on. I'm going to load the brush with white. It's right there. And I'm going to do this. Go up a bit and increase the amount of white on top. And leave it. That was too much. My color was too wet. The one I had before. It was still wet. That's all. Now with a bit of. Okay, now let's do the same. Go back, mix the original color with a bit of white and come back here. Opposite. So it's not the same. It's not the same. All right, let me see. If I do anything. What do I want to do here? No, actually the same. Same. Oh. Okay, now soft. I'm not too concerned about this part because I can put some leaves over it. So I'm not. Okay, good. There. Okay, again, bit of white. Okay, so this part here comes out, this one here, it comes out, this part. But because this is over, it's going to cast a shadow over it. So I'm going to start my highlight from down here. Just a bit of water, wipe my brush. Now bring your highlight down.
Does your highlight look very white or more taupe?
No, taupey, a light taupe. So it's not like, when I say white, I'm really careful with white. I'm not, it's white, but it's more like a taupey white. I know it looks white on the monitor right now, but really it is more kind of a taupe. It dries darker too. It will eventually dry, it will dry darker. And I can always adjust because it's very hard to adjust the colors and gauge how dark and how light this is going to be. So I wait for it to dry. If it needs adjusting, I adjust that too. I highlight, I darken, but I wait for it to dry. Now remember that dark shadow that I said go over it and don't worry about it. This is, again, and I'll show you right now. So when I highlight this part, oops. Clean up this because this is important. This is a dark. Okay, and when your color is not thick, you know, opaque, then the dark underneath will show, and it will give it some, you know, it will give it a beautiful kind of depth. It doesn't look like your colors are opaque and thick. Okay, good. I wouldn't worry too much about what we're doing right now, because eventually we are going to glaze all this with a color of the wall. Now I'm mixing black and brown, and I'm gonna go in where I see the wall color and darken this in between. Honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. There. Darken this a bit, the shadowy area. Adjust my color. Okay. Oh, that's good. That looks good. Now let's take a round brush and work on the edges. So it's the same idea. Titanium buff, bit of black, and a bit of brown, burnt umber, and white. Now I'm gonna come here. I'm not getting the same color. I mean, I'm getting kind of a more off-white. That's okay. It's good. Doesn't have to be all the same. This is good right here. Okay. If you find that your colors are looking too white, too stark, glaze them a bit with off-white. Just kind of tone them down a bit. Once we continue working with the frame of the window, highlighting the frame of the window and everything, it will start making sense.
Lael, that shadow where you are right now,
Mm-hmm.
is it very gray, taupey gray, like a very dark taupey gray?
Yes, it is too gray right now, too taupey gray, like really, it is, yes. I'm gonna keep it like that for now, because in the reference, it is dark. And because we're going to glaze with this color later on, it won't look that stark.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue with the this highlight the rest of the okay, let's do this round design. More white, top part. Jeez. Okay. Oh man. Okay, that's good. Again, for that one here. I don't know, I lost it completely, but I'll try to put it in without having to draw it again. Okay, white. So now I have a flat flat, round. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take black, brown, and make it into a more like a and some titanium buff glaze. And I'm going to glaze the bottom. Glaze the bottom part. Now, change my brush, smaller one. Take black, brown, mix them. The round brush, very small. Oh, okay. Okay. I got them back, kind of. I'm going to continue highlighting the rest of the. So I'm going to do small brush, round. Don't highlight the whole thing all the way down, just kind of give a suggestion down here. This is the bottom part. So I'm going to darken this a tiny bit more with black and titanium buff. And brown. There. Okay. Wait for it to dry, and then if I need adjustments, I will adjust that. So I'm going to take a bit of white and just top part of that and top part of this detail. This looks like harsh. It has a line, so I'm going to go back to dark brown and black and put glaze. All right. So in that reference, there are patches of sun on this. Right here, right there, and right here. So these are really nice detail. I'm going to try to take some white for now, just white, because eventually we're going to glaze it with the yellow. So if we put white only, no problem. We just put white just for now. It's going to look really strong, but that's okay. Right there. Because the sun is right here. So it's hitting the same spot. And another one right there. Just the corner. And now I'm just using white. And now let's do this part. Okay, let's put some water. And right here. In this spot. The spot underneath, same area. Good. Anywhere else that we need to highlight? I don't think so. So now, those little dots right there need to be highlighted. Oh, carefully. There. I'll start highlighting this part right here. So down here, I need to leave a line in between this and the new one I'm going to put there. So I'm just going to put my ruler down here, and I'm going to go straight line. Oops, I still lost the line. That's okay. Let's do that. That's okay. We'll put it back. One more. This is titanium buff in white for now. I'm gonna come here and try to create a highlight. Once we start adding the leaves of the tree, we won't see too many, like we will put some leaves over that to cut those lines. There's too many lines in here right now. All right, one more highlight. Okay, so this above the window doesn't look heavy and wide because I cut it in two. All right, good. I don't think we need more than that. That's enough. Window frame, burnt umber, titanium buff, and white. So no black. So this should look more like a wood, more on the kind of warm color. The stone over here is a bit more cooler.
Sorry, did you say raw umber or burnt umber?
Burnt umber. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. I'm sorry about that, but I have to do this. Load my brush. Again.
Sorry, Liao, I can't see you.
I know.
Oh,
I'm just doing this.
Oh, okay.
I'm just turning the, I turned it around and I'm just filling the frame of the window.
Thank you, because I think that's what I should do too if I want a straight line. I've struggled with this part enough.
Yeah, that's why I'm using the, honestly, that's why I'm using the ruler. Or you could just easily put masking tape. All right, I need to bring that green down, so I'll do this after. Right now, I'm just cleaning up the color, the paint that went over the green right here. So, and I'll fix the green later on. I need to bring it down over here. So at this point, I know I have highlights over here on the shutters, the green shutters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same titanium buff and a bit of white in my titanium buff. So no burnt umber. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to put, okay, I need more titanium buff. I'm going to put that same highlight, sunny part that I see on the shutter. I'm going to put it on the frame. Down here. And over here. We're going to keep this frame very simple, just to frame the curtain. Okay.
It's a white one, isn't it?
Hmm?
Frame is white or white
It's,
with the,
it's the frame is burnt umber and titanium buff.
okay.